This is WTBU, TV 69, Indianapolis, Indiana, a broadcast service of Butler University.
Welcome to another round of Think Big. I'm your host, David Amick, and joining us, as always, are two very fine teams from the Indianapolis area. Let's meet them now. Let's first meet the Wheeler team with Tony, Katie, and Josh. You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I was a little worried. You didn't respond right away. A little delay. Then we have St. Christopher with Adam, Sarah, and Sean in the nice sweatshirts. They're looking good as a team. You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, these are great, 6 great people right here. I had a chance to talk with them a little bit before the show, and they are ready. Seem like they know a lot about the questions that we're going to ask, so we're going to get right to it. But if you've never played, I've explained it to them, and here's how it goes. First round, we have 100-point questions. We ask them back and forth between the two teams. If one team answers incorrectly, the other team gets the opportunity to steal. In the second round, we bump up the ante a little bit. We go to 200-point questions, no stealing from here on out. We also play the video puzzle, and that's really cool. If a team answers a question right, they get a chance to look at that video puzzle. We reveal a piece. If they answer that puzzle, another 200 points are added to their score. Pretty neat stuff. Then in the third round, it gets crazy around here because it's a speed round. Still 200-point questions, but whichever team hits the button and lights up the light bulb behind me first gets the opportunity to ask. To answer the question, but you gotta be careful, guys, because if you answer incorrectly, 200 points are deducted from your score. So you gotta know what's going on there in the last round. And then whoever has the most points at the end of the game is our Think Big champion for this round. Simple enough. You guys know what's going on. We flipped a coin before the show, and Wheeler won the toss. So we will start with a social studies question for Wheeler. Here it is, guys. And lady, I should say, to be correct. Who was appointed Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army?
George Washington.
George Washington is right, says Tony. Nice job. Nice job. 100 points right off the top for Wheeler. Now we'll go to a language arts question for St. Christopher. Who wrote the book entitled A Wrinkle in Time? Excuse me. Not you guys. You gotta wait. St. Christopher, A Wrinkle in Time. Who wrote that book? Any guesses? Okay, for the steal, Wheeler.
A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Engle.
Yes. Yeah, she wrote A Wrinkle in Time. Nice job. Nice job. I take it you all have read that before. Okay, well, here we go. It was a science question now for Wheeler. When working in a science lab, what 2 things should you always wear to protect your eyes and body from harmful chemicals?
Goggles and gloves.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that. Goggles and an apron, same deal, you know, to protect your body. Nice job. Another 100 points for Wheeler. Good job, guys. 300 points now for Wheeler. Here we go with a math question for St. Christopher. How many inches are in 5 feet? How many inches in 5 feet?
60.
60, says Adam, and he is correct. St. Christopher on the board now with their first 100 points of the game. Good game. These people know their stuff here. Teacher's been doing a good job. Okay, wild card question. They've all want the wild card question. Who did the voice of Darth Vader in the movie Star Wars? Is it A, James Earl Jones, B, Jean-Claude Van Damme, or C, Dennis Rodman?
John Carl Jones.
That's right, James Earl Jones, actually. He said James Carl Jones, same thing, same thing. Nice job, Tony, nice job. It was just kind of scratched off. It couldn't be Dennis Rodman, right? Well, it could be. He's getting pretty involved in TV nowadays. All right, a math question now for St. Christopher. How many millimeters are in a meter? How many millimeters in a meter? And you gotta have a guess. No guess? Wheeler?
100.
Actually, it's 1,000. 1,000 milliliters, as somebody screams because they didn't like that. Oh, well. Our weird sound effects, we have fun with them. Okay, our regular question now for Wheeler. From the science category, what scientific tool enables scientists to see things that are too small to be seen with the unaided eye?
Microscope.
Microscope, says Katie, and she's right. Nice job. Nice job, Wheeler. Okay, for St. Christopher now, from the language arts category. Who was the king of England during the American Revolution? Is it A, King George III, B, King Richard III, or C, King Henry III? That's kind of tough there. King George III, King Richard III, or King Henry III?
King Henry.
No, that's incorrect. Wheeler, do you have a steal?
King George.
King George III is right. Nice job, Wheeler. They keep rolling right along here. Let's go now to language arts question for Wheeler. Who wrote the book, The Secret Garden? A lot of author questions here. The Secret Garden. Kind of a tough one here. Kind of a tough one. Any guess? No guess. Okay. St. Christopher. Who wrote the book, The Secret Garden?
Hans Christian Andersen.
Actually, it's Francis Hodgson Burnett. Or Hodgson Burnett. I didn't know that one either. That one was right over top of my head. We got some tough ones here on Think Big. Science question now for St. Christopher. What does CO2 stand for? Sorry, that's incorrect. Wheeler?
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide. CO2. Nice job, nice job. Here we go. One from the wild card category for Wheeler now. Who is the female star in the movie The Preacher's Wife? Is it A, Bette Midler, B, Whitney Houston, or C, Jody Messina?
Whitney Houston.
You are right, Whitney Houston. Not Jody Messina, that's right. Nice job, Wheeler. We'll go to the language arts question now for St. Christopher. Who wrote the book Stuart Little? We're getting a lot of these author questions.
E.B. White.
E.B. White, says Sarah. Nice job, nice job. Math question now for Wheeler. How many minutes are in 2 hours?
120.
120, says Josh. With authority, he knew what he was saying. Nice job. Social studies question now for St. Christopher. When is Independence Day?
July 4th.
July 4th. It was kind of in unison there. Good job. July 4th it is. I love that holiday. You guys go out and watch the fireworks and stuff? Yeah. Do you? Huh?
Yeah.
They're being awfully quiet. They get shy all of a sudden. Science question now for Wheeler. Long chains of what make up proteins? Is it A, DNA molecules, B, amino acids, or C, RNA molecules? Long chains of what make up proteins?
DNA molecules.
Sorry, that's incorrect. St. Christopher.
C.
You said RNA, and you said RNA as well. It's actually B, amino acids. Amino acids. Oh, she said DNA, RNA. Both of you are wrong. Sorry. It is amino acids. I didn't hear the D in there. Okay, we'll ask one more question. This one goes to St. Christopher. What is another name for a loyalist? This is from the social studies category. What is another name for a loyalist? This is the last question of the first round. Any guess? No guess.
Patriots.
No, not the Patriots. What's another name for loyalist for Wheeler?
Tories.
Tories is right, says Josh. Nice job. Hey, that's the end of an exciting first round. Both teams really adding up some points here. And my scorekeeper says 300 for St. Christopher, 1,000 for Wheeler at the end of the first round. Hey, but don't worry, 200-point questions upcoming next in the second round. We're going to take a look at St. Christopher, and we'll be back after this.
At St. Christopher, students go through an array of classes and events each day. They study math, science, English, and religion. They are also involved in academic events outside of the school.
And we do compete with other schools of our size in the Marion County area and Hendricks County, the surrounding areas. And then winners from that competition, they're ranked with all the Spell Bowl winners in the state.
Barbara Leake, St. Christopher principal. St. Christopher, within the past few years, has added computers and software programs to each room and library to enhance the scholastic performance of the student. The library has launched a year-long campaign which challenges the students to read at least 100 hours of non-school related books.
At the first of each month, we started in September, we give the children a calendar and they just are kind of logging their reading time. So they write down how much they read every day and how much they read here at school. It can't be textbook reading, but just regular reading.
St. Christopher is not all about academics. They participate in athletic events as well. Along with academics and athletics, students can participate in a student government.
We have a student council here. We have representatives. We're a K through 6th school. So our student council is made up of representatives from our 4th, 5th, and 6th grade classes. And we meet once a month for a luncheon meeting.
St. Christopher's is a small school with a big heart.
That was good. Welcome back to the second round of Think Big. I'm David Amick, and boy, this is going to be a good game. We can tell a lot of smart people here in these two groups. 300 to 1,000. Wheeler is in the lead, but we're going to 200-point questions here in the second round, so anything can happen. And I asked everybody before the show if you could choose any birthday present in the world, what would it be and why? We're going to start with Josh from Wheeler. What would you choose and why?
I don't really know, so I just probably get a whole bunch of money and blow it off on something.
What that? The American dream, of course. The American dream. Josh, nice answer. Katie, what would you have?
Probably, if I could have anything in the world, it would be a horse.
A horse. What kind? Any kind of particular?
Stallion.
Black stallion?
White.
White stallion. Sounds good. Like the Colts mascot. Huh? Actually, that's Arabian, believe it or not. Tony, what would you have?
Money, because so I can buy stuff with it.
Like a car? Well, you better not get a car yet. It'll be a few years before you can drive. Anything in particular?
I don't know.
Well,
Video
put it in a
games?
bank account. Video games? That sounds good. A little Sega or what, huh?
PlayStation.
Oh, PlayStation. He goes for the CD. Sean, from St. Christopher, what would you have, buddy?
To rule the world.
A tour of the world, huh?
To rule.
Oh, to rule the world. I thought he said to tour the world. I thought, well, that's pretty cool. He wants to go on vacation, but no. Now, if Mom and Dad, if you can afford that one, I'm going to come stay at your place. Sarah, what would you have? Barbie stuff, huh? Just all kinds of
Barbie stuff.
Cool. Well, that sounds good. Adam, what about you?
A 10-speed bike.
A 10-speed bike, like any particular kind, like just any one of them, huh? And you go flying around the streets, huh?
Yeah.
And a 10-speed bike in high gear. I used to do that too. Until I hit the front brake instead of the back. You know, have you ever done that? Hit the front brake instead of the back, and you kind of go flying over the handlebars. I did that once, believe it or not. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to get started now in the second round. We're going to start with a math question, and it will go to St. Christopher, okay? If Shelley ate 12 hamburgers for breakfast, along with 2 bowls of cereal, 3 bananas, and 5 cinnamon rolls, how many things did she eat eat altogether? 12 hamburgers, 2 bowls of cereal, 3 bananas, and 5 cinnamon rolls.
23.
Oh, real close. It's 22. 22, just one off. Nice job, though. That's a tough one. That's a tough one to think of real quick. Okay, we're going to go to wild card question now. Where is Denali National Park? Is it A, in California, B, in New York, or C, in Alaska? Denali National Park.
Alaska?
It is Alaska, says Tony. All right.
Hey!
Nice job, Tony. Nice job. All right, there's a look at the video puzzle. One piece has been revealed. Of course, 200 points lies behind that puzzle, if you can guess it. Any guesses? Kind of tough right now. Any guesses at all? Okay. All right, we'll move on to a language arts question now for St. Christopher. Who wrote the book Bridge to Tabitha? I think I said that right. Tabitha. Tabitha? Tabitha. Okay. My producer is correcting me. Tabitha.
George?
George? George who? Just George?
Yeah.
Curious George. No, Catherine Patterson actually wrote that one. Catherine Patterson. No problem. Science question now. Science question. How many kilograms are in a gram, Wheeler? Kilograms in 1 gram. Any guess? Doc? 1,000, Tony says. He's right. Nice job. It reluctantly said 1,000, but hey, go with the answer. There's a look at that video puzzle now. Another piece revealed. Any guess, guys? Okay, we'll move right along here. St. Christopher. Math question now. What do you call a five-sided figure? Five-sided figure. Kind of geometry type stuff here. Any guess?
A hectagon?
Actually, it's a pentagon. Remember there in Washington, the Pentagon? Yeah, all right. Move on to a wild card question now for Wheeler. Who created the Muppets?
Jim Henson.
Jim Henson in unison, yes. Jim Henson did create the Muppets. Another piece of that, yeah, go ahead, give him a hand. Another piece of that puzzle's been revealed. Kind of talk it out. You got any guesses there?
A football field.
No, it's not a football field, but that's kind of a good clue there. All right. We're going to move on now to a social studies question for St. Christopher. What was the name of George Washington's Virginia plantation? Is it A, Monticello, B, Mount Vernon, or C, Boone Hill?
Vernon.
It is Mount Vernon, Sarah says. Take a look at that video puzzle. Dropping off another piece. Any guesses? Hey, you don't get anything wrong? What?
A school.
No? It's kind of a little phrase you got to work out there. Okay? Here we go. We're going to go to the language arts category now for Wheeler. Who wrote the book The Adventures of Tom Sawyer? Everybody takes a big guess. You guys know it. Come on. Come on. Everybody knows it. Any guess?
Blank.
The Adventures of Tom
Mark
Sawyer.
Twain.
Mark Twain, Tony said. All right. Way to go, man. Way to go, Tony. Another piece revealed. He gets those late answers, but he gets them in right in time. Any guess? You kind of got to sound it out. Sound it out. It's a phrase, all right? Any guesses? Okay, moving on to St. Christopher. Here we go. Science question. How many pairs of chromosomes do human beings have? Do each one of us, how many pairs do we all have?
1,000.
No, it's actually only 23. 23 pairs of chromosomes make up each one of us. Pretty neat stuff. Of course, everybody's pairs are different. That's why we're different people, right? Wheeler, here we go. Another question from the language arts category. Who wrote Common Sense? Is it A, Clark Gable, B, Thomas Jefferson, or C, Thomas Paine? Thomas Paine, they say.
Paine.
You are right. Nice job. Another piece revealed now. What is that?
Oh, I see.
Kind of a tough one. Kind of a tough one. Any guess? Any guesses? No guesses. Okay, we're going to move on now to a social studies question for St. Christopher. The shots heard around the world occurred during what battles? A, or at what battles? The Battle of Lexington and Concord, B, the Battle of Fallen Timbers and Shiloh, or C, the battles of Cicero and Plateau?
B. B. B.
Well, we heard three different answers there. Which one did we hear first? You're going with
B.
You're going with B? It was actually A.
Oh.
Actually A, Sean said. All right, that's all right. Don't get down. It'll all come back. Here we go. Name the complete predicate in the following sentence, Wheeler. Students write book reports or prepare art projects. Name the complete predicate in the following sentence. Students write book reports or prepare art projects.
Write book reports or prepare art projects.
Perfect, Josh. Excellent job. Nice job. Revealing another piece of that puzzle now. What do we find back there? What lurks behind those think big pieces? Anybody know? Anyone? Nobody knows? Okay. St. Christopher. This one is from the wild card category. Who wrote the Turkish March? Is it A, Chopin, B, Michelangelo, or C, Mozart?
Mozart.
Mozart, they said. They know their classical music. Nice job, St. Christopher. Take a look at that video puzzle. Another piece has been revealed.
Search for gold.
Search for gold. No. Close, though. Close. This is the last question of the second round here. It goes to Wheeler. Name the complete predicate in the following sentence here as well. The class reads and discusses books about art. The class reads and discusses books about art.
Reads and discusses books about art.
Josh is all over those, man. We're gonna have to mix those up. Boy, you got those. Here we go.
Treasure hunt.
No, it's not treasure hunt. Oh, anybody got a guess out there? Anybody? Anybody got that one figured out? I've got to give the answer. It's a heart of gold. A heart of gold is that puzzle answer. Really close there, Sarah. Just about had it. Well, there's a complete puzzle. Quickly. Here we go. We're going to go to the third round here in just a second. And my scorekeeper says Wheeler's ahead 2,400 to 700, but it's a speed round coming up, so don't worry. Lots of points can be added up. We're going to take a look at Wheeler during this break, and we'll be right back for the third and final round of Think Big right after this.
We visited Wheeler on the 100th day of school, and only 81 days remain until students greet the balmy days of summer.
Well, 100 days of school, it seems like it's not really that long because we're kind of concentrating on our work, and math's my hardest subject.
Several classes focused on activities to highlight the 100-day theme. From building marshmallow pyramids with 100 marshmallows, solving 100 math equations, to thinking of 100 ways to say I care, the students at Wheeler had fun celebrating this day. The 5th graders look forward to the upcoming days of school as they gear up for the science fair and get a closer look at gaining more responsibility as 6th graders.
It's just when several people, like 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, like they can do science experiments either by themselves or with one other partner. And my partner and I we're gonna test rocks for how tough they are.
Aside from hypotheses and experiments, the 5th graders also tackle conflict resolution among their peers. Working together, students help one another with the difficulties of school.
When somebody gets in trouble, we help them out, like how to handle fights and stuff like that.
Another busy day at Wheeler, and acquiring more responsibility seems to be the cool thing about 5th grade.
Well, I think the coolest thing is that you're only 1 grade away from being the oldest kid in the entire school. That's kind of cool. You get a lot of responsibilities, but then you get to do more things, like the same thing you would do at home. It's kind of cool.
Welcome back to the third and final round of Think Big. We've been having a lot of fun. These are 2 great teams. Wheeler is ahead, though, 2,400 to 700, but we got 200-point questions, and whoever gets that button quickest gets the answer in this speed round, so anything can happen. We're going to start with a social studies question here in the third round. Who said, "Give me liberty" or "Give me death"? Tony.
John Henry.
Ooh, very close. It's Patrick Henry.
Oh.
Patrick Henry. Oh, man, they all say. Nice job. That's all right. Language. Salmon. Or salmon, or however you want to say it.
Salmon.
You're right. There is no plural to salmon. It's a singular salmon. Nice job, Josh. Here we go. It's all right to clap, everyone. Come on, come on. What is the freezing point of water measured in Celsius from the science category?
0.
0 is right. 0 degrees Celsius, Adam. Adam's on to that science stuff. We're going to go to a wild card question now. Who draws the Peanuts comic strip? Is it A, Ken Creech, C, Charles Schultz, or that's funny because, Ken Creech, I kind of know that guy. B, Charles Schultz, or C, Jeffrey Bannister? Sorry, I kind of messed that question up. Who draws the comic strip Peanuts? A, Ken Creech, B, Charles Schultz, or C, Jeffrey Bannister? That caught me off guard. Peanuts.
Charles Schultz.
You're right, Charles Schultz.
Hey.
I don't know how you deciphered that out of that question, but you are right. Way to listen, Tony. Way to listen. That really caught me off guard. Social studies question now. What was the volunteer colonial army called? Is it A, the Green Berets, B, the Minutemen, or C, the Cochrane Cavalry? The Minutemen is right. Nice job, Sean. Another 200 points added to St. Christopher's score. This one from the science category. Name the 2 sex chromosomes. Anybody?
Female and male.
Well, it's X and Y. My producer says we're going to give that to you. Okay, X and Y, it's the same thing. Boy, girl, X and Y. So, very good. Nice job. Nice job. Wild card question. Who is the President of the United States? Anybody?
Bill
I think
Clinton.
everybody. Bill Clinton, says St. Christopher. They were a little quicker on the buzzer, and they got 200 points. St. Christopher making a little bit of a comeback here. Social studies question once again. When was the Boston Tea Party? Is it A, January 1779, B, May 1770, or C, December 1773?
A.
Josh says A. It's actually
Josh.
C, December 1773.
That's Tony.
Or I'm sorry, Tony. Looking at the wrong end of the spectrum there. Thank you for correcting me, Katie. Appreciate it. Language arts question now. What is the plural form of the word moose?
Moose.
Holy cow, I hear buzzing flashing everywhere, but Wheeler was first, and they say moose, and it is right. Nice job, Wheeler. Rolling on through them here. What element is abbreviated HE from the science category?
Helium.
Helium, says Sean. That's right. That stuff you suck up and make the funny voices. You ever done that? Well, you probably shouldn't do that, I guess. So maybe I'm giving them bad advice. Sorry, parents. Here we go for the wild card category. In what game can you buy Boardwalk and Park Place?
Monopoly.
Monopoly, says Sarah. Nice job. Nice job. Another 200 points to the score. We're rolling right along. Social studies question now. In what year was the Battle of Lexington and Concord? Anybody? In what year? Right before we became a nation, 1775. 1775. That's all right. We're going right along here. Language arts question now. What part of a book tells which page you can find a particular name?
Contents.
It's actually the index. Contents, same thing? Okay. We're going to... There's two answers to about everything, and sometimes it seems like that. Science question now. What is the abbreviation for deoxyribonucleic acid? Deoxyribonucleic acid. What's the abbreviations for that?
DE.
Actually, it's DNA. DNA. Another one of those DNA, RNA question type things that we had earlier. Language arts question now. Who wrote the book, The Mouse and the Motorcycle?
Beverly Cleary.
Beverly Cleary is right, says Tony. I got it right this time. Good job, Wheeler. Good job. Social studies question now. In the tower of what church did Paul Revere leave two lanterns to sig...
The Old North Church.
The Old North Church, before I even finish the question. Nice job, Wheeler. They're rolling right along. Wild card question now. C is yes in what language?
Spanish.
Spanish. We were just talking Spanish in the last break, actually, so they were right on top of that. Nice job, Wheeler. 200 more points to the score. Science question now. What is, or who is called the father of genetics? Is it A, Gregor Mendel, B, Stephen Horvath, or C, Garrett McFarland? The father of genetics. Tough science question.
C.
It's actually A, Gregor Mendel. Gregor Mendel. You may get into that a little bit later in depth in college, you know, when you get into a genetics class or something like that. Okay, wild card question here, and this is the last question of the third round. Who won the 1997 Super Bowl? Who got it?
Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers, says Tony from Wheeler, and he is correct. Nice job to both teams. That's going to wrap it up. My scorekeeper says it's Wheeler 3,000. St. Christopher made a great comeback, 2,100, close game. But no matter what, everybody goes home with great prizes. And here, I am going to tell each team what they have won today. Today's winners received one poster from the Indianapolis Zoo, one magazine subscription from the Children's Better Health Institute, one large one-topping pizza from Papa John, sounds good, one $5 gift certificate from the Comic Carnival and Nostalgia Emporium, also 2 tickets to a Butler University men's basketball game, and a $50 savings bond. Not bad loot for going home with the winner of the Think Big round. Nice job, Wheeler. Runners-up get great prizes today, too. Runners-up receive one poster from the Indianapolis Zoo, a magazine subscription from the Children's Better Health Institute, and 2 tickets to a Butler University men's basketball game. We want to congratulate both teams for a fantastic game. 6 great contestants. Don't you think so, everybody? Nice job for both teams. Well, I'll tell you what, that's going to wrap up this round of Think Big. Will Wheeler's points be enough to bring them back for the final rounds this year for the Grand Championship? Well, we'll have to think about it next time. Join us for Think Big then. So long, everybody.
The triumvirate of the masked three objects is very dissimilar